Hotboxin, this show. Why is this show so important? Because what it does is it's putting a different spin or different kind of face on something that's been so taboo for so long. And I can't say enough about it. So like, being on Hotbox with Mike Tyson, is more than just being here with the champ, man. We sending a message.
Another episode of Hotboxin here with my man Eben. We're kicking ass today.
Hell yeah.
Now we got Rashad Evans.
Hell yeah.
UFC Classic.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up, man? What's up? It's a pleasure to be here, man. First and foremost, I can't express to you, Mike, enough, how much your career has impacted my life. From an early age, your fights is what brought my family together.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, man. My father was your biggest fan, and we actually learned about fighting through watching you in the '80s and stuff like that. And I was so into your style, man. I even taught myself the peekaboo style, and
You're upstate New York, right?
Yeah, upstate New York.
I'm upstate New York.
Talk about that peekaboo style a little bit.
Yeah, I taught myself the motions, and I watched all Mike's training videos, and I figured out which count would he do for which punch, and his punch sequence, and the number system that he did, and I even when I got into my career, I trained with this guy named Billy White. He said,
Billy White. That's my buddy, Billy White.
Billy White
from Catskill.
Yeah, so he had me doing some of the
he knows the technique.
Yeah, some of the techniques. So it was something that I just always dug Mike's mentality. Because he was honest about the way he competed, and I respected that. Meaning the fact that he was transparent. He was able to feel fear, but then overcome it. And as a fighter, that's one of the biggest. That is the fight. That is the fight right there. How do you overcome, your own self-doubt and your own apprehension to go out there and execute your technique to flawless ability? That's the fight right there. And I thought that Mike did a really good job of just addressing that and making sure that he talked about it, because him talking about it made it easier for me as a competitor to be able to acknowledge the fact that it's okay to feel fear.
Yeah, to hear Mike talk about how every fight he had fear. He felt a ton of fear throughout his boxing career, and how he overcame that and was never known. He's known as the most ferocious dude to ever do it.
Yeah.
And so thinking back to my football career, man, all the fear I felt before games, the fear of failing, the fear of being defeated, the fear of being embarrassed, and having to overcome that. I think it's a natural thing.
Yeah.
It's what every fighter, every combat athlete, feels.
Yeah.
Every human being.
Everybody do, but it takes an honesty in yourself to be able to acknowledge that, because when you're in a position, especially as a fighter, you have this people have this idea that you're fearless and fear and you don't feel any of those feelings. But that's part of for me. That was always the part of the ride, which made me want to keep on fighting, is the fact that every single time that I fought, I discovered a different element of myself, a different element of who I was as a person, and I would, overcome those doubts, those fears when I go out there and go out there and fight to my capabilities. So, that was it was huge. First and foremost, to be like, okay, I can be a badass fighter and still be afraid sometimes.
Yeah.
So So that's even to the fact that Mike has been such a big part of my mindset when it comes to a fighter. I had someone do an artist composite of Mike's eyes, because the thing whenever I seen Mike compete and I seen when I'm able to judge Mike was gonna go out there and catch wreck, I always seen it in his eyes. You know what I'm saying? He always had this look in his eyes where, it was just, he was gonna go and do his thing. And you know, when I wanted the picture, I'm like, you know what, let me just get Mike's eyes so I can just see, you know, and that's what I got on the wall at my house, man. Just your eyes, man. Just because I'm like, you know, this is the foundation of me being able to do what I was able to do. Just being able to be like, you know, to recognize that focus and be like, this is the kind of focus, this is the kind of intensity I gotta have when I go out there. I gotta want to be able to devour my opponent and face the fear and face all those feelings and go out there and catch wreck, you know?
That's dope as hell, dude.
Yeah, man. I
love that.
Yeah, so it's you know, that's what I had to say, you know, for Mike, man, because he's
brother.
been my guy, man.
So listen, man, tell me about.
Hey, Mike, sorry, if you need any J's, they're in there, brother.
Yeah,
let me get one.
Yeah, of course.
That made this complicated, man.
I know, dude. We got that bird cage, bro.
Look at all right.
Look at that, the pigeon coop
That's
filled with J's, baby.
Enjoy one.
Okay.
Would you like one, Eben? You got one?
I'm good right now, man. Thank you.
Yes.
Mike gave one of these to Joe Rogan.
Oh man, I seen that podcast. I've seen that podcast, Mike. Yeah, I was I was impressed, man, just because of you know, I like the mentality and where you're headed as far as like your self discovery on you know, the deeper side of life. You know what I'm saying? Like the other side of life that no one really talks about, you know, like the spiritual side of life. You know what I'm saying? Because I myself took that same trip that you did with the toad. Man.
Toad is incredible,
yeah,
right?
man, I
That's
did.
incredible.
I did.
Congratulations, brother.
Yeah, I did the toad.
That's so
man.
incredible.
That's awesome, dude. What was your experience with the toad?
Man, it was well, when it came to me, it was you know, a buddy of mine. His name is Dell, out in Colorado. You know, I was kind of going through some changes where I just wanted to, you know, just find out like what life was truly about, because I started to see the system. I started to see the system as a system. I started to see the matrix of thought. You know what I'm saying? The matrix of the paradigm in which we live in and which we call our reality, right? So I was kind of getting to the point where I was at my breaking point and I needed something. And I posted something, and then by my post that I made, he was like, you know, Rashad, I think I have something for you. So, you know, after my last fight, it didn't go my way. And, you know, I was kind of still searching because, you know, I was like, man, I gave everything I had, and I couldn't believe that my career was going to end in a way that I just never foreseen. You know, I always felt like I had more left, but, you know, I just fell short when it comes to desire, when it comes to meeting that intensity. I just didn't have it anymore, you know, and I had to be honest with myself. So that facing that truth was really, really hard for me, and it was something that put me into a hard mental state. So when the opportunity came, when he told me about this retreat that he was having in Colorado, you know, I had to jump all over it. And you know, it was something that I did a lot of research on before, but it was something that I felt like I really needed to do. And when I did it, it changed my life, man, because, you know, when you take that medicine and you go to that place where you leave your body, you know, and you stop the part of you that you have become, that you know as yourself, it dies, and you face what you've always feared your whole life, which is you coming to an end. And then you realize once you come to an end that was just the beginning of existence, and there's a whole set of a whole nother existence outside of that. And then you start to understand that you're part of something that's so enormously massive that is almost incomprehensible to your waking mind in this reality. You know what I'm saying? And when you come back into your body, you feel kind of like reality starts to come back together again, and then you start to understand that, you know, you're a human being and you have
my reality came back together.
ego.
I was miserable.
I did too. I was crying. I was crying when I came back.
I didn't want to come back.
Yeah.
I know when I say that, people say, "What? Are you
Yeah.
crazy?" I said, "I didn't want to come back. I wanted to stay dead."
Yeah.
I thought I died. I wanted to stay that way.
But did you feel like the gold? Like I felt like I was I felt like I was inside of the sun.
Listen, I just know I didn't want to come back here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I knew. I knew I didn't want to come back here. When the time came and it wore off, I was like, what the fuck happened? What did you do, motherfucker?
Yeah.
You know, something wasn't right. I was angry.
Yeah.
I felt like somebody just took something from me. I was violated.
Yes.
What the fuck did you do? That's the first thing. What the fuck did you do? And I didn't want to come back. I said, put me under again. I went under again.
Did you go? So
I went right back under again.
The most amazing part for me was once I got into that state of being where I come out of myself, I felt like I was every single thing in existence all at the same time. And what kind of brought me a little bit of pause was because when I was gone, I didn't miss anybody. I didn't miss anything. I didn't have that feeling of that I thought I would have once I leave this earth. But the truth about it is, once I started to examine that understanding deeper, I got to understand the reason why I didn't miss anybody or miss anything is because every single thing that was I thought was outside of me was actually inside of me. Like all the people that I know, this reality is all a part of my inside, and it's not so much of a reflection of the outside. You know what I'm saying? So
I was afraid. I was afraid to lose things. I was afraid of losing my family. I was afraid of losing my children, and I was just afraid. And you hear the sound, you hear the music calling you more and more to go deeper and deeper. And man, I just never felt that feeling before. Freedom. I can't even say freedom. I have a different perception of freedom, and freedom is not what I experienced. It was something on a higher level.
That.
Yeah, exactly.
Now let me ask you.
I can't even say freedom because this is what I picture freedom. Freedom is, it's existence to me. It's reality to me. This is freedom right here to me, to be able to do what I want legally, to do what I want. Right. This just took me to another level beyond that.
Did you feel the pull of the awe like what I felt as if like. I felt as if, and it was the thing was like there was no mistaking the understanding. It was like as if like once I was there, I was instantly being downloaded with
truth,
with the true realities of with the true reality of existence, and from that true reality of existence, I was able to pull to feel that all of existence is part of one collective conscience. And that's all what we share. And the fact that when we have these personal experiences, we're actually, if we were to look at ourselves as an entity, we would be probably one big entity that has an existence and has individual, I guess, experiences through each of our egos, right? So like when we do that, we move and our ego's completely gone. And like for me, like when I got done, it was kind of confusing because for me it was like I did all of that to realize that in essence I truly don't exist in a sense of individuality. Like I'm Rashad Evans, but that's the name my mother gave me. My perception and the way people think of me, these are things that are based on the character in which they describe me, on which they the title in which they know me, right? As a father, they look at me one way. As a son, they look at me another way. As an athlete, they look at me another way, and as a friend, they look at me at another way. But all those things are not me individually, right? So there's a higher form of me that exists. And once I get past the ego of who I think I am, then you can get down to what truly is, and it's kind of amazing, to be honest.
This is what the fuck we do here.
Yeah, and
this is what we do, bro.
Eben, in my experience as well, I existed, but I didn't exist. You're there, you exist, but you're not in your body. Your body doesn't exist. It's just. Man.
Now let me ask you, like, when I came back and once I started to conceptualize like life and what it all meant, looking at reality and the way that we live our life, it just became so so fake to me, to the point where I had a hard time making an adjustment at first and trying to put things in its proper perspective, because I realized that, you know, a lot of things that I thought were so important was really not important at all. And the fact of the system in which we live and die for, and we dream for, and we you know, base our whole existence off of, is nothing more than a system incomplete, based off the fact that it doesn't address the nature of what we truly are, you know, because it's selling us something that's truly not what we are. We're so much more than what we've been told, you know, and I think that's a true disconnect.
Absolutely.
I just feel that a disconnection, you know. What the Torah gave me, a disconnection of what I believed all my life. You know, that everything I believed all my life was a lie.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's all a lie.
It was all a lie. Everything I was taught and believed all my life was a lie.
It's just made up.
Yeah. But see, that's the heartbreaking part about it. You
get left at a state that you don't know anything.
Yeah, that's
the heartbreaking
that's the
and
part.
the beauty
You're left,
of it.
Yeah.
You're left like, wow, who am I? What do I really know?
Well, I think,
realize I know nothing.
I think the silver lining in all of the fact that I guess when the world ceased to exist, because that's the only way I can say it best, is the fact that once you discover the truth about the world, it ceased to be real to you, right? And then you enter a state where, you know, you have this void, I guess, where you really understand where you are. But I think, like, for me, the best part is I got to reconstruct my idea of what I want my reality to be. You know what I'm saying? How much importance I'm going to put on, you know, the monetary things in life, and trying to get ahead versus, you know, living with the real aspects of life. And I do, and for me, like, I like to dissolve my ego as much as possible. So I like to do psychedelics, you know what I'm saying? Because that allows me to, you know, get past this ego that sometimes gets in the way of proper human interaction.
This does it too.
What do you call
Cannabis.
a plant? What do you call a plant-based stuff that I've done?
Plant medicine?
DMT.
DMT.
Yeah, you done DMT?
Yeah.
Oh, that's lighter than the toad.
Yeah, that's lighter than the toad.
It's fun.
That's more playful.
Fun. Yeah, that's fun. That's
Yeah.
fun. The toad is like, whoa.
Yeah.
Shit.
The toad is
Whoa.
something. Yeah, the toad is going to tell you something about existence in general, and I think like the plant, the spirit molecule, tells you more about, you know, I guess your soul's progression through its existence.
Yeah,
You know, it'll
that's
give
a
you
good
some.
way.
It'll give you some kind of like some scattered, like.
Have you
different.
done ayahuasca or?
No, I want to do ayahuasca. I want to do ayahuasca, but what I wanted to so for like this past year, man, like I just been like awesome. I just been going through some changes, man. I've been going through some changes. Like I used to be a heavy drinker, I used to be a heavy partier and stuff like that. But then, as I started to do things to dissolve my ego, you know, I had different experiences where it's kind of weaned me off of like doing those kind of stuff. So like I no longer have the urge to drink any alcohol at all anymore. Like I just don't drink it anymore, you know. And then, you know, and something weird happened to me as far as like eating meat. You know, before I used to like to eat meat, but then, you know, as I did a couple psychedelics, like I did, I had a trip one time, and you know, sometimes the mushroom talks to you, and it like I have a theory based on why the mushroom talks to you. Because it kind of came to me in a deep trip one time. And
Hit us, dude. Hit us with that.
So here's why I come to understand why the psychedelics and the mushrooms is able to bring you this kind of knowingness that you can't really explain. So if you think about, you know, the oldest beings here on this planet, you have to look at vegetation, right? You have to look at the plant system and the trees and things like that. And that's something we really don't give enough credit for is their intelligence and their ability to, you know, be able to survive, you know. So there's some kind of intelligence that these plants have to be able to survive. Like, for instance, if they communicate through the root system, you know, if you were to put the plants in an anatomical scale like you do a human, you know, their legs would be sticking up. Those would be the tree as we see, but their brains will be the roots that's underneath, and those roots are what they're using to pass information all along. So they have a network of communication where they're constantly passing information. Like, for instance, if a tree's getting attacked by some kind of insects or something like that, it'll send a chemical off, and then it'll pass the information, and then all the other trees will understand that they need to make some kind of defense for it. So then they'll release a chemical that keeps the animal or threat away. So
Can I ask you one thing?
Yeah.
This is all coming in this trip?
Yeah.
Because I've had this theory myself.
Yeah, so this is coming as a result of this trip,
we're just
right?
in. This is your trip.
So this is my trip. So I'm coming. Yeah, so I'm coming with this understanding, and the trip told me to sit down, and it said, how do you expect to understand anything that's like above you if you don't understand what's below your feet? And what was below my feet was just this network of understand, like this complete network of communication, this library of knowledge of the planet. So as I understood, mycelium mushrooms are one of the most intricate parts of the system, and the networking system. They link all these trees and these plants. All of them are linked together, so they all communicate with each other. So I believe that there's knowledge that's in the root system of the mycelium, right? So when you eat it, it causes you to have these downloads of some of that information. So it's like for instance, there's a mycelium that makes this ant or insect eat the mycelium, and then it climbs to the highest point, like a tree or a roof, and then it dies and it explodes, and then the spores come out of the head of the ant. So therefore, these mycelium act as a symbiote.
If I never did the toad, I would say, "What the fuck he's talking about?"
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's crazy though. But
yes,
so
this is true.
Yeah, so I believe that when we eat the mushroom, it gives us the download of what is going on with the earth, with what's going on around it, what's going on with the ether, and when we're able to tap into that, then we have different understanding of the place that we live in. And I think, honestly speaking, the reason why the world is in the place that it is because we don't do enough mushrooms.
Yeah, no shit, dude. Do you know Paul Stamets? Have you ever listened to him?
Yeah, I listened to Paul.
Because this is what he talks about.
Yes.
You know that, right?
Yes.
I mean, all this shit,
Paul's a genius, man. I follow him on a Joe Rogan show, and that's what that's what made me start becoming. Joe Rogan show was one of those shows that kind of started to
open my eyes,
and to look at things a little bit deeper, and there are some things that that bring a lot of controversy that they talk about, but they're absolutely correct about. I feel
absolutely, man.
It's deep, Mike. I'm out there, Mike. I'm out
Hell
there.
Yeah, dude.
Good stuff.
This is what we're all about, man. So, how's your? You like weed. Cannabis is something you use. Did you use it as a fighter?
Not to the end, man. But it was something that once I discovered it, it saved me because, like I was telling Mike in the green room, when you fight, it's the recovery part is the hardest part to be able to get by, because in MMA there's so many different facets of the sport. We have to be able to hit all those different disciplines to be efficient and be fluid and not have any and not any tells in any one discipline for the next. So you have to make time to do all these different disciplines. So you have to be able to rinse and repeat. And how many times can you do that over and over and over again? And that becomes the tell of how fast you can grow in the sport, And when you're not able to recover and feel rested, then you're only able to maybe get in a couple of different disciplines and you're not growing, you're not progressing,
Yeah.
Like that's why a lot of the younger fighters are able to move so far ahead of these older guys, because they have the energy to keep on going and do workout because their testosterone is higher. And
I would work out 4 times a day all day. I would just work out all day.
And then I would
after fucking my girlfriend, I get out, be pumped, I go work out again.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom.
That was me, man. I would work out 4 times a day and then eat McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? If you know Ali, right? Ali was Ali was alongside with me, and that's what we would do. Like we would just we'll eat garbage food and we'll go and we'll train like maniacs.
My trainer used to hate that. Said, listen, I want you to eat a steak tonight, okay? I go to Burger King or something, get something to eat. You go eat a Whopper. You go eat a steak tonight, okay?
Dude, we had the
I defend my title on a Whopper.
Oh my God! Yeah, see, but you felt good, right?
Oh yeah, that's what I ate.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
In
And
the
I didn't
NFL?
eat steaks and lobsters and stuff back then. I'm 20 years old. I was eating fucking Burger King.
Yeah,
stuff.
Burger King,
Whopper.
McDonald's, man.
Oh my God.
Like I've really taken some time since I stopped fighting to properly understand nutrition the right way. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot of stuff about, Dr. Sebi and the works that he does and stuff like that.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
An hour before I go in the ring, I
yeah.
always eat a Snicker and drink orange.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
that
dude.
was, but that's the spike
God, it's
that get that
ridiculous.
spike
The sugar spike.
the sugar spike. Yeah, man.
Tell us a little bit about Dr. Sebi.
Yeah, so Dr. Sebi, man, he was quite amazing. He is, he's a holistic doctor who really caught a lot of flack because he took on the medical industry in a way that has never been done before, and he was able to actually win a case against the medical industry, saying that he was able to cure diseases that the medical industry can't cure, like cancer and AIDS and hepatitis and all these different diseases. And he's able to do that because his philosophy on nutrition is about, eating electric food and getting rid of a lot of the food that we have become to know as food, and get rid of eating animal food and
So he's very plant-based.
very, very plant-based, but more or less, an electric diet. So, he's
That's
more
so
like a fruit.
interesting you
More
use
like
that word.
electric, because here's the reality. We're carbon-based life forms, but we use electrical impulses in order for our body to communicate. And the simple fact that we have an acid-based diet, which slows down the electrical impulses for our body to communicate efficiently, then we're actually really, shortening our capacity of what we can do as human beings.
Yeah.
Because when you're able to physically, have one end of your body communicate properly to the other, then you get rid of things like strokes and bad circulations and things like that causes problems at old age. You don't get the plaques in your brains and things like that.
Having a lot of surgery prevents your body from communicating. Huh?
Yeah, because a lot of the medicine in the pharmaceutical industry is not bioavailable to your body, meaning the fact that your body can't break it down.
Yeah.
So then it ends up going into different areas of your bodies and different
stuck.
glands that get stuck, and it makes it so that you have a toxic level of a chemical that your body can't do anything with but cause a disease. So
We're dying.
It's a touchy thing, man, because
We're being poisoned. I don't know if it's intentional or accidental.
I feel poison sometimes.
Yeah, dude.
I
There's all kinds of shit.
I don't think anything is by accident. I think that
They want to get us out of here.
There's more to
Population control, dude.
To the system.
There's more
Yeah.
to the system, and that's a sad, unfortunate part, because it makes it really hard to be an American and to be proud of being an American, because the truth of the matter is, there's a lot of dissension in America based off of the fact that, people ideas of what it is to be an American is not in line with each other. But if you look at what we say and by the Pledge of Allegiance and our vow that whenever we sing our national anthem, those are the vows that we have deviated from, and the truth of the matter is, a lot of black people and a lot of people who were with Colin Kaepernick, stopped standing up, just because when at what point do we start holding our country accountable to what we're saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that, it's really a hard and complex problem that really has to be handled with a delicate care, but at the same time, I think that if we force our resources and our mentality to really solve this problem, there's something that can be solved. But, then again, you have to understand that we're in a system that is created to cut us off from what is most important, which is understanding that we're a lot more connected than we are separate, and that mentality and that understanding of human interaction can change the world, but that's not one that's pushed. Selfishness and everything else is what's pushed.
When you writing your book, dude,
Hell yeah,
I don't know,
dude.
man. I don't. These are just
But
things.
that's
I'm
why-
thinking
I
about.
gotta write
that's
the
why-
fucking book, man.
I don't
God,
know. I don't
damn,
know.
I gotta write the fucking book.
But dude, that's why these medicines are emerging.
Oh, man.
I believe that's why mushroom, psilocybin,
Yeah,
and
consciousness,
LSD,
yeah.
and DMT, and ayahuasca, all these things are, and cannabis, because the earth, Gaia, the spirit of this thing that we are all connected to is saying, guys, you need to wake the fuck up.
Right, exactly,
You know?
exactly. Because that's the only way, honestly, that we're going to be able to make it so that our children are able to have a life, and their children are able to have a life. And I think that we owe it to existence in general to make sure that it goes on and it carries on, and that whatever this is that we're a part of, that we get to really live it to its fullest potential. Because at the end of the day, it shouldn't just be about how many cars you can have or all the things that you can buy monetarily. I think that existence has gotten away from
Such a waste of time.
Yeah, it's gotten away from heart. It's gotten
lot of
away
energy,
from,
too.
Yeah, it's gotten away from human interaction. You know what I'm saying? It's gotten away from all of that, and I think that it doesn't progress or go any further if it continues to move at this rate.
That's why we're doing
this
this. man.
prevents human interaction right here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
Let me
sure.
just text you. My
Yeah.
kids don't even talk to me on the phone
I
anymore. They
know.
text me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and that's the thing. I'm a parent too, and as a parent, that's how it is. Like trying to being able to communicate with your kid it gets difficult, and it gets to be like something that you as a parent have to constantly check yourself and be like, yo, you know what, I can be doing better in this area, because it's easy as a parent to kind of
Oh my God.
to
Give him
allow
an
yourself.
iPad.
Yeah, it's easy to slip away, to allow it to slip away and allow it to get out of hand. And then next thing you know, you're looking up when your kid's making bad decisions like, how did we get here? You know what I'm saying? But it's
have a
it's
choice.
a joint effort. Yeah, it's a joint effort, but it's recognizing when, as a parent, like how do we, like, when do I need to strap down a little bit as a parent?
Yeah, for sure.
But
How many kids do you have?
I have four. I have four kids.
How
man.
old?
I got one that's 19, and then
You got youngsters.
yeah, and then my youngest is 3 years old. But I got in the middle. I have a 12 and a 10-year-old. And
Amazing, man.
yeah, it's amazing. But my life is it's been difficult because I had I had a situation where I had relationships, and I had children out of different situations. Like I had my first kid when I was a young one, 19 years old myself, and then I got married, and then I had two with my wife, and then I got divorced, and then I have my last one. So it's just a story of my life, but at the same time, it has presented a problem as a parent, because it's hard to be everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be able to pursue a life where you want to, give them the better things and, chase a dream, but at the same time, you still need to be a
I wish I
parent.
had more kids.
Yeah,
I have 8. I wish I had more.
see,
Wow.
see, I want more kids too.
There's still time, Mike.
I want more
Nah,
kids
I'm
too.
finished, but I wish I had more.
I want more kids too,
Oh,
but I want to be able to
oh man, it's incredible.
I have one. I do want more myself,
Oh
man.
man, to see so many different ones with different personalities, but they're all you.
Yeah,
they're all
yeah.
different, and some of them
Different
more
aspects of
sensitive
you.
than the other.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, damn, that man, mine is whacked out. Mine is whacked out.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's the amazing part is like, when these kids start expressing different interests, like I have my son, little Rashad, man. He's so different and dynamic in his own way because, he's very strong on not being me. He's very conscious, he's like, he wants to stand on his own. And he's into comedy, man. And he did his first little comedy.
Hell yeah,
it's
dude.
comedy,
Good for
little
him.
6 minutes, man. 12,
You know what
12
kind
years
of
old.
nerve
12
it takes to
years
get on
old.
12
stage.
years
You know
old.
what kind of nerve it takes to
Balls.
get on stage and do
Yeah.
this shit.
oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
man. So I was just blown
for
away.
him.
Yeah, but he's just got that personality, and then I got hit the the one his sister, the 10-year-old, she's so funny because she's like the most caring and sweetest of all of them. You know what I'm saying? She's just so considerate, you know, and such a team player. And honestly speaking, she's kind of like the roughest one. Like when it comes to fighting, she wants to learn the most about fighting. So
that's cool.
It's kind of crazy.
My daughter's in karate, dude. I'm stoked. She loves it. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. 7.
That's awesome, man.
Keep it going.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah, man. It's just it's amazing, man. And you know, and being a young parent and having a kid who's 19 is challenging, you know, because
for sure.
You know, when she was 16 years old, she ended up telling me, she's like, Dad, I want to have sex when I'm 6 this year. I'm going to have sex this year, and I'm 16, and I'm like. I'm trying, you know, because she's very open and honest with me. You know what I'm saying? But
that's great.
She said that to me,
great.
and it kind of made me mad a bit. But then when, you know, she was like, you know, she's like, well, you had me when you were 19, and I really, you know, I really didn't have an answer for that. But you know, I just let her know as much as I can how much I trusted her to make the right decision based on, you know, being smart and not just doing something just to do it, you know. So
great advice.
But
dude.
that was hard though, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's
I
a
can't
hard
imagine.
thing to do. Yeah,
I am not looking forward to my daughter being a teenager.
Oh
dude.
man,
I am.
My daughter's
fucking
10
not
and it's a
looking for
trip, and now I'm like,
Oh,
what?
God.
It's crazy, right?
And
I'm just savoring this
I'm
moment,
just looking
man.
at 10 years old. She's kind of, you know, she's like, what? No, get out of my room, Dad.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, whoa, what's he gonna do? He's like 16.
Yeah.
Hey man, powerful girls, dude.
She don't take no shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's a good thing.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's good. It's good to see that, and for me, like, you know, it's so good to see, you know, them coming into their own and becoming, you know, little, you know, people. You know what I'm saying? And it's always interesting as a parent when you see, you know, your child start breaking away from you and becoming their own person, you know, because, you know, part of you just like,
I don't like that part.
Yeah, that's the heartbreaking part, because it's
like
like
that part.
It's like
First grade felt like that.
oh yeah.
When taking her to first grade, I was like,
gosh.
I was fucked
No,
up.
listen, you really wait till you take them to college, and then they got their own mind. Then that school educates them to think a certain way, and they think a way that you don't even communicate with.
Yeah.
Who's this person?
I know.
Who told you to think like that? Who you been talking
Yeah.
to?
Yeah, I know.
You know,
Yeah, that's the
Crazy.
hard, that's the hard part.
they're on that plight. They got their
Yep.
plight in the world, and they're
Yeah.
sticking to it, and they're gonna stay with this morals and it's just conduct. It's just crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's really crazy.
when they first start to and then like if something weird happens, like when your daughter starts to, you know, be intimate or start that way to want to be intimate with a guy, it's almost like she has to, you know, just like take you out of the helm of being that guy in her life. So she almost gets lightweight, kind of, you know, disrespectful, and kind of tries you a bit. But it's just
they're gonna try, especially when their sexuality starts to come.
That's the part as a father where you just
they're
kind
gonna
of
say, "I'm gonna be who I want to
I
be
just
with."
felt
Yeah,
that, dude.
that's the
felt
part
that.
as a father where you just kind of be like,
That's crushing.
I'm gonna try not to cuss him out. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
You try to be understanding.
Dude,
but
that's why
it's tough,
I'm
man.
lifting weights, man, the whole way.
You
I'm
got
just gonna come out with a fucking sleeveless shirt
Yeah.
You know?
out of the basement
Out the
after
basement.
pumping iron. What's up, bitch?
Yeah.
Who are you here to see? Not Sandy. Better get the fuck out of here.
Right.
I love that.
The intimidation factor.
I used to listen. One guy
No,
did it to
I
my
mean,
daughter, right? And I said, "Listen, check this out, right? Whatever you do to her, I'm gonna do to you.
Yeah.
Oh
Whatever you do to her, I'm gonna do to you."
that the visual right there.
That's
That's
vicious.
enough. Hey, that's enough to make you behave right there. That's a crazy visual, man. It's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Let
Fuck that.
me rethink that, man.
No, I mean.
My daughter freaked. Get away from him. Get your animals. Get away.
But
And kids like, get away.
That's what she said to you?
Yeah, get away.
I mean, like, what do guys think when they like come to your house and they're like, dang,
Oh my
you know,
God.
I'm dating Mike Tyson's daughter. Like, what are they?
Yes, sir.
First thing,
Yes, sir.
my daughter tried to avoid me seeing them. They don't try to avoid me knowing who they are. There's probably a party at the house, and the guy's in the party. We don't know who he is. Then the mother explains this to the guy and stuff. Yeah. And sometimes you're gonna be surprised. Sometimes it might be a Caucasian.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It is what it is. I said, what do you see in him?
Yeah.
And you don't see in somebody like your father or something.
Yeah,
That's who they date.
Yeah, but I mean, because it's gotta be weird for them because you know,
So
from me, like just notice you from the outside. I know that you're the kind of person that, you know, if you feel any kind of disrespect in any kind of way, or even if you feel like the tone was even going a kind of way where you felt tried, you're not afraid to set somebody straight out the gate.
I would hate to do it.
Yeah,
I would hate to do it.
Yeah.
Right? I would hate to do that. So I'm gonna put an example down for my child. Whoever mate that is, whoever they dating, I'm gonna put it down and let them know this is what your father do.
Yeah.
You know, because they never seen that side of me, and they always boss me around and stuff.
Yeah.
So they never seen that side of me. They think I'm really the dorky guy because I don't
The teddy
say nothing.
bear.
Yeah. I don't say nothing to them. I let them take advantage.
Yeah, man. I was thinking about that, man. I'm just like, yeah, man. That would have to be a difficult situation, man, because.
Like I would hate to have one of those guys that put their hands on their girlfriends and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That right there, you gotta put your demonstration down on that.
Yeah, you have to. You have
put
to.
your demonstration down for your daughter.
Yeah, at that point.
Put a demonstration.
The demonstration. I like the way he say that too, because it sounds so official. Like that needs to happen. You know what I'm saying?
This is what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, a demonstration.
I'm sorry, I have to do this.
Have you ever got to the point where you actually ever felt like that it may have to go down like that? Like, have you ever been to a point where you're like, you know what, he might need to be corrected?
Dig, right? My daughter, my oldest daughter in DC, she dated this basketball guy, and this guy talked slick. And I knew this guy wasn't going to be good because she wasn't ready to date no guy. He was talking slick, like pressure bust pipes. I can handle pressure like he's a basketball player or something. And in that situation right there, I thought I maybe had, I don't know, deal with him, so to speak.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because one day he was playing basketball and he had a bunch of little girls waiting after basketball, and my daughter was waiting for him too. You know what I mean? And my daughter would never confront because she's just not that kind of person and stuff. But I let her know these are the kind of guys you're going to get them in trouble. You know, so if you really like a guy, you got to take him with his faults and everything. Because if you like a guy and he hurts you like this, you're going to get him in a lot of trouble, and then your father might be in a lot of trouble. And I expect you to come see me when I'm in prison.
Yeah. See now that right there, see, like that last little bit right there is you're saying a lot without saying anything at all, and I expect you to come and see me in prison. You know what I'm saying? So that's like saying, hey, I will go to the limit for this. You know what I'm saying? So that's deep, Mike. That's deep, man.
Hell yeah.
We going to prison, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's have a great lawyer.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, so Mike, let me ask you, man. You know, I'm a big fan of the underground scene, and I know you from Brownsville.
Yeah.
And you know, what you know about the 52 blocks, man?
Oh man, that's been going on probably since the 70s.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I might be working on this project, man.
About the 52.
About the 52,
in
man.
Brooklyn?
Yeah. So
Listen, man,
I want to get some of your
it's
input
so
in it.
old,
Yeah,
man.
get Mike in there.
So
man.
tell me a little bit about the history of it, man. How you come across it and all that.
Listen, right. This is the real deal, right? You hear about it as a kid, guys doing it in the prison. Then you hear about this guy named, what was his name? Mother Dear, this homosexual guy that used to rape people in prison. That's just the history.
Yeah.
And he was the best.
Yeah, he was the best practitioner 52 in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It was history. He was the homosexual, but he was a vicious, merciless fighter.
Dang, man. I know that style. Cause I seen a couple elements of it when you fought. I forget who was it? You was fighting. Oh man, it was. Dang, I forget who it was. But you went in on the inside with it, and you bobbed and weaved, and you got to the inside with it, and then came up with a left hook off of it.
It was just habit.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's.
But those they're guys in Brooklyn and Eastern, they're masters at it. They just kids and they could do it. Oh, they're brilliant, man. It makes me look like an amateur.
So with the peekaboo style, like once you got the cuss, how hard was that for you to master? Because it looked as if
it's very complex style.
Yeah, it's very complex, right?
Yeah, it's almost like being a turtle. Hands up, chin down, boom. You know, it's almost like karate. It's like karate.
Yeah.
Move, everything move. Power up, back, power up, back, power up, come on its back, move. Then get out of the way, move, get out of the way, move. And moving and keeps your hands by your jaw and your chin down, your hand by your jaw underneath your cheekbone so you can see the punches still.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
so
and it's like repetition over and over and over again. Then you gotta get the number system down, throwing the punches 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. You gotta get it down. You know the punches to throw. It's real complex, but it's really simple.
See, and that was a beauty in your style that I always dug, because a lot of people, you know, they kind of misdubbed your fighting style as more of a brawling style, but they missed the mastery in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were able to box within that style. You know, a lot of times that you were able to out jab people that had reached. You
it
know,
don't have
like
to do with timing too.
Yeah.
Jabbing, it has to do a lot
man.
with timing.
So that's what I dug most about the style. And it's like, you know, once you came with that jab, you know, you had different kind of jabs you do. Sometimes you got the jab where you just kind of you leave it out there kind of long, and then you got one where you kind of, you know, you get behind it moving and you pump it, coming side to side, and you rip whatever side you're coming out on, man.
I forgot, but yeah. I guess I did.
Hey, see, I mean, that's how much I was watching the style,
See,
man.
but a lot of what part of upstate New York from? Were you from Rochester, Buffalo area?
Buffalo, Niagara
Rick
Falls
James
area.
and stuff from up there. I remember Rick James, Beverly Johnson from up there.
Rick James,
Rick
man.
James from Buffalo.
Mike, you ever hang with Rick?
Yeah, I hang with Rick. But listen, one day when I was younger, right before I met Rick, right, I used to date this girl who lived in Buffalo, but she was a model in New York. And so I went to Buffalo to visit her family. And I said, let's go to Rick James' house. She said, no, we're not going to Rick James' house. I said, oh, man.
She's been there?
Huh? I'm
been
sure
there?
she did it. They know Rick, and Rick is wild. Rick probably was doing drugs, and I was like 19 at the time. I was clean cut. They didn't want me. They would have ruined me before I started.
Damn, man.
Rick was the best, man. Rick James was the best. You live by the fruit belt?
Yeah.
I know the fruit belt.
Yep. Yeah, man. But Mike, man, in your time, man, you in 19, man, you was thrown to the world, man, and man,
that's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's crazy to me, because, like, you know, Mike has been through it all, man, and to be able to come out and be this guy right now, you know what I'm saying? That's a true testament of just the mindset and internal fortitude that it takes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's not.
Hey,
an
I was
easy
really
task.
lucky I didn't die though. See, I was really fortunate I didn't die, because I got put in so many situations over the years where I should have been dead. I should have OD'd. Somebody should have killed me.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm just very
But
grateful.
how did you handle dealing with Don King, man? I met Don King a couple times. Listen, at 80-something years old, Don
still
King
talking shit.
still talking. Don King don't forget. Shit, Don King's always like, that motherfucker still owe me money. He remembers everything, man. I was impressed by that, man. I was impressed.
Who he owe money? Don owes everybody money.
He'll say somebody owe him money, but Don don't
Nobody
forget
owes Don no fucking money.
Man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man, that's some amazing shit. Because he's still in Florida, and he's still got the building down there with his name on it. And I'm like,
Nobody's in the building.
nobody's in the building. Like,
No.
yeah.
Nobody had no fighters to promote.
That's so funny.
Yeah, man. But so what do you think of the boxing game right now, man? I think it's at an
Listen.
interesting point right now, man.
It's interesting.
It's back.
Why? Because we have some new fighters coming up. We have some new upcoming fighters. But what we have to do now is get those fighters out there in the mainstream. You know what I mean? Guys like Errol Spence and Gervonta Davis and those guys and the Lomachenko's and those guys. We gotta get those guys mainstream. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think Lomachenko's pretty mainstream, but I think he still needs
he needs competition.
Yeah, that's the problem he's missing. He's missing an adversary. Yeah,
like this Gervonta Davis guy is really good, but he's gonna need another year and a half to be in that level.
Right. What do you think about Tyrone Spong?
Tyrone Spong. How's Tyrone doing, man?
Tyrone doing good, man. He just he
so he wants to box, huh?
Yeah, he's doing it, man. I think he's like number 7, number 8 in the world
in
right
light
now.
Heavyweight?
Not at heavyweight.
That's gonna be so awesome. Dude, listen. He's gonna be like me. He's so small because the heavyweight now is so fucking big, right?
Yeah. So like, what was your biggest advantage being a smaller guy? Because you I mean, you was like what?
I was faster.
Fast? Yeah.
I had a good defense, and I was really ferocious and mean when I was aggressive.
That's the key right there. Because he's not. I mean. You know,
you always have to let people know they can't afford to make a mistake.
That's it.
Don't make a fucking mistake. And by being in that state of mind, you're gonna make mistakes because then now you're afraid to make the mistake.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So,
Rashad, I've heard you have a good mic imitation.
Oh
man.
no, you talk like me, nigga.
Yeah, I got a good mic. I didn't want to bring it out because I ain't want Mike to swing off.
Let's check it out.
I can do it.
Yeah, let's check this shit out.
This is. So I don't know if you remember this, man. I met you one time. Like I met you one time when we was at a club. We was at Dre's one time, and it was right after I fought Machida, and you come up to me and you was like I was like, oh, Mike, what's up, man? Nice to meet you. He was like, yeah, nice to meet you as well. And I was like, and I was like, Mike, and he was like, yeah, I saw your last fight. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah. First of all, you know, I seen you had a lot of fear in your heart, and fear is like fire, because left unmanaged, you know, fear can do some fear can do some terrible things, but left harnessed the right way, fear can do some beautiful things, and you can't let fear get in your heart like that. And I was like, man, Mike, that's pretty deep, man. You know, but you know what I'm saying? I was surprised that Mike was dropping wisdom.
I remember that. Listen, I met your family, your sisters and stuff that night.
Yeah. You told me. Yeah, you told me.
And my wife had saw her saying, she'd run to the ring to check on you.
Yeah.
And she said, look at her. I said, that's his sister right there. That's why.
Yeah.
She said that was your wife. I said, no, that's his sister.
Yeah, I used to love Mike when he'd get up there and be like, I'm the greatest fighter that God has ever created. Like when
shit.
First of all, you know, like when Mike would say that, like I was like, yes, he is, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
listen,
you know,
when you're young, you're crazy, right?
I love when you used to say that,
adrenaline
man.
pumps you up.
Yeah.
Dude, listen to me, man. It's in your heart,
it's
man.
in your heart. You gotta say
Let
it.
that
man.
rage out.
Listen, man. And my mentor had me wanting to kill people, man. I couldn't control it in the gym. I would knock these guys out. I would just keep hitting them. Yeah, I would hitting them.
I used to love to watch your sparring matches because you wouldn't wear headgear, and you was like you would go for it. You would go for it a lot, and like
going
sparring, sparring. He'll go for it. Like
my trainer used to tell the guy first thing he tell her, hey, listen, I know he's a kid, but do your best. Don't take it easy with him. Do your best, okay? I'm being sincere with you. All right, I'm letting you know. Do your best. Do your best. Don't look at him as a kid. Do your best. I can't wait to get my hands on them back then. You know what I mean?
See, what was so for me? Like my thing was like, what was my thing that made me fight was, you know, I had a hard upbringing, so that was my fuel. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a lot of resentment, you know, for my father at one point because, you know, I felt as if like, you know, once I got to a certain age, you know, we fell out of communication. So I kind of carried that resentment, and that was my fuel. You know what I'm saying? But as you know, that fuel would make me fight like an animal. I can just tap into it at any given time. Like I could just close my eyes and I can just like tap into that mindset, you know. But it's like as I got older, And as I started to live life and start to, see life differently, you know what I'm saying, and start making some of the same mistakes that, my father made, I started to feel different about that situation, feel different about my father, and I slowly started to forgive him over time. And as I started forgiving my father and started forgiving different aspects of my life, that rage and fuel I used to have for fighting, it started to go, man, and to the point where I just became so much at peace, and it was like I remember the day like that passenger went away, man. It was like I tried to hit it one time at a fight, and it was just like it didn't flare up,
That's weird, like in my situation, it wasn't about money, it wasn't about my upbringing. I wanted to be these guys. I wanted to be Ali, I wanted to be fucking Durant, I wanted to be Sugar Ray, I wanted to be them.
Yeah.
I was envious. I wanted to be them. I was jealous of them.
Yeah, I like
You
that.
know?
Yep. That's deep.
I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do when I get there, but I wanted to be them.
Yeah. I like that, man. That's an ever fueling mindset. You know what I'm saying? Can keep on going, man.
Absolutely.
But it's what it is. It's about
I was a hero worshiper. I used to look up to the fucking guy.
It's
Me
about
too, man.
it's about the
Me too.
story.
I would do anything
you know?
for him. Go to the store. Do
Yeah,
anything.
that's dope.
Be a
man.
gopher.
Yeah, it's about the story you tell yourself, why you compete. You know what I'm saying? And when you achieve something, like when you become champion,
They were like God. They like could do like when you were younger. You look, they can do anything. The cops didn't bother them. Nobody fucked. The gangsters didn't fuck with them. Everybody loved them. I said, fuck. They look at them with all that money and jewelry, walking by themselves. They can go wherever they want.
Yeah.
Nobody even dared fuck with them.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite, Mike? Out of all the champions, who's your favorite, man?
I like Durant.
Durant.
Him and Ali, and then Sugar Ray Leonard.
I like Sugar Ray Robinson, man.
Robinson was a monster too. So I wasn't his fan. I wasn't in that era, but listen, he was a monster. This guy had like know what he had? He had 40 fights that he won all in a row. Then 41st fight he lost, right? Then he won 93 in a row after that.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. And
93 in a row.
And I love his fighting style. The way like the way he threw punches back then. Like he let the motherfucker go way back here, but it always found
he like had 127 fights with one loss.
Man, yeah.
95 knockouts.
Unreal,
95.
Unreal, man.
But it's that, in this day and age, this is where the warriors go, to these sports or to the military. 1,000 years ago, we might have been Spartans. We were warriors in another life.
I learned that from fighting was like life, that you can keep going, giving your best, and then if you get a disappointment, you might lose. But continue to go on, act like you didn't learn from that, and continue to go. Never let it break your confidence and your will to succeed. Losses can't be taken as death sentences. Some people take a loss as a death sentence.
Yeah. You can't.
No, absolutely, man. That's deep right there, because a lot of fighters, man, they identify themselves so strongly on the fact that they can't lose, and then when they lose, they're left with with such an identity shattering problem that they fail to make the adjustments so they can improve to redeem that
and
loss.
You see those guys, you see like Robinson, Ali, you see what they do when they come back from a loss, you see how they fight. God, they rather listen to fight like Ali. Like when he was an old guy, he is no quit in him. It's like like fighting a pit bull. You got to kill him to beat him. He ain't not going to give up. Like when he was older and he was on the ropes getting beat up by Holmes. He wasn't going to stop. He wasn't going to quit. He ain't going to quit. Gotta kill him.
Man, that's
It's incredible, man.
That's a
Incredible
will.
mindset.
That's a different will and different mindset, man. The kind of punishment that he was able to take and
human stuff.
Gosh, man, that's a different kind of mentality, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then beat your ass.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we all have to learn from our adversities in life.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just been.
That's like I say, fighting Ali. That's one thing you have to know. That's one thing fighting Ali you have to remember. One thing. Forget everything else. Your left hook, your right hand. you're going to go 15 rounds. You're not knocking him out.
Yeah.
You're going 15 rounds, and when he'll let you go. He'll move, he'll dance, a little bit, 10 rounds, 12, 13. Then he's gonna fight you like an animal for the next 3 or 4 rounds. You're exhausted. He's gonna start lacing you.
Yeah.
He's gonna start lacing you. Coming from his punches are coming from nowhere. Boom, hard. It's constant. Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
Oh, wearing these big giants down.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's
so nuts.
In the 15th round, he's still pumping. Pop, pop, boom, boom. Stop. The guys, the fighter still wants. Frazier still wants to come, even though his trainer just say can't go no more.
He's done.
He's done. Can't go no more.
See, that's that legendary stuff.
Frazier just wanted to get his hands on. He's getting beat on, but he just still wanted to get his hands on.
I used to love Frazier's style. I love Frazier. I love Frazier's style.
Frazier was a monster.
His style, Burt Watson used to tell me that Frazier had that style because his vision was messed up, so he couldn't see. So he always wanted to fight like that, just so that way he can always feel somebody's breath on top of his head.
He wants to listen. When he said he said you can't see no more, he said, "Tell me what direction it is. I'll get him. Tell me where he's at."
Yeah, man. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, man. But it's nuts, man. Like that is like you're part of that legacy, man, and that's amazing to me because it's like you're such a living legend. Like you can easily be named in that #1 spot. You know what I'm saying? So it's just an honor to sit here and just be like, dang, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting with a piece of history right now. You know?
Man, fuck. At least beat Frazier for me.
Yeah,
God.
Man, that's
gotta fight those guys to the end, man. Fuck.
Yeah, man. That's
amazing, dude.
Absolutely, man.
And it ain't about money, about that pride. You gotta fight them to the end.
Yeah, man. That's what it's about, man. And that's what I feel like. That's what I like the UFC, man, because I feel, out of it all, man. I feel like that sport is bringing it because people fight. They fight hard. You know what I'm saying? They fight hard on that, man. And this project that I'm working on right now, is with this company called Onyx, and we changing the equipment game because
sweatshirt?
This
Sweet,
Onyx.
man.
Yeah, so we changing the equipment game. We in the process of remaking the UFC glove because we're trying to address the eye pokes. Because at the end of the day, these athletes that are in the UFC, they're getting bigger, faster, stronger, and you got guys like Johnny Walker. You got guys
that's
like
why
John
they take
Jones.
the thumb in the gloves.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. But you know what though? That has been the only, I guess, improvement on combat equipment since the conception of equipment. So there's not been a lot of technology that's been put into it, and that's where we do so great with Onyx, because at Onyx, we're Trevor Whitman is the brains behind it. This dude Trevor Whitman, he started making this equipment in his basement. And he would make the equipment because he's the coach of like Rose Namajunas and Justin Gaethje, and he is a coach for myself and Nate Marquardt. And when you see this new design of this glove, you're gonna be like, okay, it's pretty dope because it has such a new, innovative look. You know,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, at the end of the day, it's about making sure that these athletes are able to be safe enough to do what we're able to do, because the training is the biggest and hardest aspect of all of it. And here's the reality. There's not a brand of MMA gear yet, because all the equipment that we use is either borrowed from boxing.
Do people get hurt in training, sparring in UFC?
Yeah, they do. That's the hardest part. Yeah, that's the hardest part, man.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's why normally a guy that's just a dominant sparring guy is knocking out everybody who has to, because sometimes the champ get hurt, because sometimes the champ's in there with guys that could spar him, and he could beat anybody in the world. He just can't beat anybody in the ring. You ever fight guys, spar guys like that?
Oh, yeah,
in the gym, he could beat anybody, but in the ring, no.
Yeah. In the same thing
in the gym, you're nothing. In the gym, you're nothing compared to him.
Practice heroes, dude.
Yeah, those guys.
Game time, you're like,
why don't you do that shit you did to me? Why don't you fight him like you fought me?
Why don't you fuck up that tackle the way you did?
And so this guy's a bum. You let this guy do this to you?
Yes.
Yeah, practice.
It's so funny, interesting how that crosses over.
Oh yeah, man.
I guess because guys feel more comfortable when there's nothing at stake.
Yes.
And then
listen,
when
I don't know, because sometimes I get mad.
Yeah, it would piss me off.
Beating my ass in the gym, then he fighting his bum destroying him.
You're like, what the fuck are you doing?
I think what it comes down to is what we started this whole thing off with, just the mental aspect of fighting. Like a lot of people can't handle having a date. Like sometimes people, they like their violence fast, right? They can handle somebody run up on them, blah, blah, blah. We throwing hands. I like the violence fast. But some people can't handle having a day knowing that they're gonna have somebody who's equally as matched with as them facing them. That's the mind fuck right there that just makes people just makes them not fighters, you know?
You know, that's interesting you said that. That's so interesting because I'm at that aspect where I'm the kind of guy, I don't want to get, it's going right now, boom, we're fighting. I'm the kind of guy, I want to talk shit about it. I want everybody to hear it. I want to build it.
Yeah.
You have to go, hey, let's do it right now. Nah, I don't want to do that shit. Hell no. Yeah. That's it right there. Go, hey, man, chill out. I got to build it up, man.
That's
cool out. You think ready.
I like the action fast. Like I was always one of those guys who always got it started
oh man, that's crazy shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was a wild boy growing up, man. But that's why for me, fighting saved my life, man. And that's why I'm involved with this program called Always Progress. And what we plan to do and what we've been doing is we've been reaching out to kids, in rough communities and kids who have problems and stuff like that, to be able to show them another way. You know what I'm saying? And martial arts is one of those things that I want to be able to give to these kids and be able to show them, because fighting saved my life, man. If it wasn't for fighting, man, I don't know, man. I think I might be in prison somewhere.
Oh, I would have been dead, dog. Yeah. God.
It's awesome,
OD'd or something. But listen, right?
It's awesome to give that back.
It's being involved with fighting. That what made me want to fight, because I wanted to be like those guys. You see these guys, you want to be with these guys. They got nice clothes, they got cars, they got beautiful fucking girls, they got all this stuff. The holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, look at his girlfriend. She's awesome.
Yeah.
God, drop dead beautiful. Holy, I want some awesome chicks like that too. I want to be champ of the world like that.
That
was the dream. That was the fantasy.
Yeah, have big mansions and stuff, airplanes and all that stuff.
And then you get it, and you're like, "Wait,
listen, it's nothing.
I'm supposed to be complete."
Yeah, nothing's never as it appears to be.
Nothing is right.
You think the energy's gonna last forever, but you gotta have a hobby, because there's gonna be down moments.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. See, that was.
And that's weird, being rich and seem like you're not happy, you're not excited. Hey,
ain't it?
I got all this money, but nothing's happening.
Yeah,
There's no fun. What's happening here?
Yeah,
let's get a bunch of girls. Let's get a donkey in this motherfucker and make it rip.
Yeah.
Make it rip. Shit.
What the fuck?
That's the quote of the day right there.
Oh my God.
That is the quote of the day right there. That is brilliant.
Holy shit.
That is brilliant, Mike.
Let's just go for it, man.
Oh, Mike. You're a legend, bro.
That's brilliant, man.
Holy shit.
But those guys, listen, no, but really, right? You think you take a guy from where I come from Brownsville, Brooklyn, where it's nothing but look like a war zone, there's drugs, death, disease, gangs, welfare, addiction all over the place. How was I going to make it?
Right.
And I'm in the game of robbing and stealing and all that stuff. How was I going to make it? I'm a little guy. I'm not no good athlete or anything. You know what I mean? I probably had 300 street fights, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
As a kid. I had 300 street fights. I fought all day. Probably had 4 fights a day or something like that. Everywhere you're in the neighborhood, you're fighting somebody.
Yeah.
One day we pickpocketed this lady on the bus, and we got off the bus. We didn't think the lady, because nobody complained, so we got the wallet and we got off the bus. And next thing you know, we're walking up the block. We got the wallet and we walking up the block. And next thing you know, the lady comes to the block screaming, give me back my wallet. And she started screaming out. And next thing, we walking by her house. We just walked by her house. The guy said, mommy. It was a Jamaican guy. They start running after us, grabbing
gosh.
us, nigga. We had to fight them. It's a grown man. I'm like, what, 11 years old, I'm fighting for this wallet.
Wow,
Shit, Mike.
wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That's some crazy shit, man.
Yeah,
That's-
for
That
real.
is so crazy.
We walking, we happy, and next thing you know, the lady
4
give me back.
fights a day.
She said, you can have the money, just give me my cards back. And the guy said, mommy. I said, holy shit. No, man, you just walk in and you walk right by her house, and the guy said, mommy.
Well, yeah,
I
what
said,
is
what is the
chances?
fucking chances?
Yeah, oh my God.
And he runs out the gate and he grabs us. Oh, man.
How'd that fight turn out, though?
I punched my grandma, slammed the nigga, I bit him. Oh man, we had started running. 'Cause he grabbed my friend. My friend was little. He was like 9. He was a little kid. And he grabbed him. And he was a grown guy, so I punched him and I grabbed him, threw him on the snow.
How big were you at 11, though?
I was big. I was like 175 pounds.
Oh my God.
What, you were 175 pounds at 11 years
Yeah.
old? Oh,
Holy
my God.
shit.
You were a man.
Yeah, 175 pounds.
Oh, my gosh. You were a man.
Good God, Mike.
Wow. I got 175
All of
pounds.
us, my friends were all
when I
little
was a
skinny
senior
kids,
in high
70
school.
pounds, 80 pounds. I always had to do the violence. Hit the guy, knock the guy out, drop
my
him, go in his
gosh.
pocket.
I've been there before. I've been there before. I got into some of that little craziness, the strong
Oh,
arm.
man.
Yeah, man. We were crazy growing up too, man. We did a lot of crazy stuff, man. But you know,
Oh, you get caught. Listen, one day we caught a guy. Listen, one day somebody. Oh man. One day, somebody came in this room and upstairs and said, "Yo, listen, this guy out there, he got some money, he got jewelry, he's full of jewelry." We went out there, we got him. Next to this guy pulls out, bow, because we rushed him. He couldn't pull out the gun. That's what we didn't know he had a gun. We saw him, we saw the jewelry. We just rushed him right away. Boom, slammed the jewelry. Boom, slammed him on the floor. He's down. We walked away and he starts shooting. Boom, he hits my friend.
Oh my God.
We don't even know he had, but he started shooting. Boom,
Dang.
everybody got to go. Wow. Everybody got to go.
Dang.
Everybody got to go.
That's crazy, man. That's some crazy.
Everybody got to go.
Did he make it?
Nah.
Dang, man. That's nuts, man. How
So
old?
heavy.
How old were you when that happened?
He was around 15 though.
Oh,
I was
wow.
probably 12.
Oh wow. That's bananas,
What
man.
a tragedy.
So like when that happened, how did that affect you? Did you like I gotta change everything?
Nah.
You just kind of like that.
I went that same day. We still went robbing.
When did you
Dang.
meet Cuss? 13?
Huh?
At 13 you met Cuss?
Yeah, 13.
So a year later.
Yeah.
And then from then on, did you stop doing all that
Well,
stuff?
no, I used to go back down there every now and then
get
and
it
no,
well?
no, I didn't rob the guy. Listen, right? By then I'm upstate. Cuss has given me an allowance and stuff, right? So if the guy's robbing, I'm right there, and the guy's robbing somebody. I said, "Listen, I want to buy that coat," and they go rob the coat.
Right.
But I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't get directly involved. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But I would bring stolen goods to the house and stuff, and then I used to stop. I started winning national titles and just started being in the papers, and I just had to stop that shit. I just had to really stop. One of my friends, my other friend, got killed, so I really was scared.
Oh, wow.
We were close, so I stopped.
Yeah.
What was the first fight you got paid for?
First-
How old?
I got paid probably 50 cents in a hot dog.
What?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was like 14.
For like your first fights?
Amateur fight. The Spanish people used to pay us food because they bet on us. If we win, they give us money and food.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's deep. That's deep right there, man.
That's so crazy.
So when did your style come out like where you had that peekaboo style like that? When did it come out? Was it only under Cuss tutelage, or did you have
Only
some
Cuss.
kind of, only with Cuss?
Never boxed before, never played sports or nothing. It meant Cuss.
Okay.
You were just raw when you went.
Yeah,
raw.
really raw.
Yeah, that's deep, man.
That's so awesome.
And you
to get
just
to hang out
train,
with you, man.
you just train all the time. That's
That-
all we
it
did
is,
is train,
man.
train,
It's
train.
inspiring, dude.
Train,
Dude, it
train,
is.
train all the time.
Because it's like, you know, what Mike has experienced and what Mike has been able to be a part of is once in a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Like to even, you know what I'm saying, to even, man.
It's like Hercules.
Yeah,
I say
yeah,
it all the time.
yeah, it is.
Mike is our version of Greek mythology.
Nah, but it's
Absolutely,
just the
man.
way it was.
I know. That's the crazy thing, dude. It's all true. That's so
Dude,
awesome.
dude. You probably been through some crazy shit.
I
Like
mean,
that, man.
fuck.
Oh man,
Crazy.
Dude, I mean, damn. Just imagine.
Listen, I've been so lucky in life. Listen, I've been in Miami.
Yeah, what do you think about Miami, man?
It's crazy. I was in Miami one time. Boom, they get out. Boom, they pull them guns on me. Pow, pow, pow.
They pull a gun on you in Miami?
Strap diamonds, $1 million watch. Oh, sorry, champ. I thought you was that bitch ass nigga. Somebody, some football player. Man.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
Man.
But that's respect right there, though.
Man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's respect
Hell
right there, right?
Man.
Wow, they pulled the Thule on you.
Yeah, the Thules.
Wow.
Not one Thule,
Oh
the
my
Thules.
gosh, man.
Clack,
And then they
nigga.
left you
Wow.
alone.
Oh, champ, we thought you was that bitch ass nigga. Such nigga. I think they had rolled up on me to see me piss on myself or something, man.
God damn.
Holy shit, Mike.
Shit.
That's some complex. That's crazy, bro.
That's so intense.
Thought you was that bitch ass nigga. I'm like, who's that bitch ass nigga? I'm like, who's that bitch ass nigga? In my mind, I'm like, who's that bitch ass nigga?
But Mike, where's a place where you feel like you like, all right, when I go here, I got to be careful because I always get into some shit when I go here.
That place, a strip club or something. Yeah, I always say I gotta be cool when I go.
Go to strip club?
Yeah, cause I'm a stupid motherfucker. I'm a strip club, and I start wanting to put my tongue in the bitch mouth. Grandma got the bitch, my hand up in the drawer. Oh man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
No, listen, they be my woman and shit. I used to be going out with the girl. They're my girls back in the day. Back in the day, they used to be my girls and stuff. I go in there and I don't like that motherfucker. I said,
Yes.
And listen, I'm checking out. Then I get in a fight with the guy, checking right the fuck away from my girl. Well, he paying. Listen, I used to be nuts. I was absolutely out of my mind,
gosh,
man.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious,
The
man.
girl, I remember a girl, she had to tell the boss that not to let him in when she's working. That when she's working, not to let me in, not to let me in when he's working.
Why? Because she just couldn't handle you being
Nah,
there.
he's like a tiger.
No, look, cause
off
she
the
danced with
leash.
the guy. I'm right here.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh yeah.
I'm right here. I'm my right-handed guard
Yeah,
right
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man,
Oh, God.
this is psycho. I was high all the time. So I was a psycho on
That's
coke too. I'm a
hilarious.
psycho in the strip club.
So like, I mean, have you ever fell for a stripper? Like, okay, this is gonna be the one that I'm gonna be with.
Yeah, many a time. Are you crazy? Yeah, are you nuts?
You ever buy anything for these girls?
Cars and shit
No,
with
you bought
condos.
cars?
Yeah,
Oh,
oh,
damn,
man. What are you talking
What's the
about?
most outrageous thing you bought for a stripper?
What are you talking about? What are you
What's the most
What are
outrageous?
you
No,
talking
what's the
about?
most outrageous thing? No,
Rashad, think about it. I know you can say something, Rashad. Think of something, Rashad.
Come on.
Think of something, Rashad.
I'm just trying to think
a house,
about.
Rashad.
You bought a house for a stripper?
Mike keeps it real.
Mike,
brother.
hey, that's some real shit right there. That's some real
Mike
shit.
does
man.
not fuck around.
That's why Mike's a man. That's why Mike is a man.
Oh, listen, I'm in that. Oh, listen, I got in a fight one day in the strip club, and I snuffed this guy, right? But me being high, not checking out my surroundings. He had his boy, and his boy snuffed me. I didn't see him.
Did he?
And I'm just watching the guy. He just confronted me about this girl. Bow, next thing, bow. Oh fuck! What the fuck? I'm in there like some guy bullying the strippers and stuff. I got this guy coming and say, yo, man, chill with that, man. What the fuck you talking about? Oh, man.
Mike, you been in some wild situations.
Listen,
Wild
right?
shit, bro.
Like, that's a funny. So now you don't even fuck with strip clubs
Nah,
anymore.
not at all. Oh, man, never, man.
That's good, man. That's
Yeah.
good. But you know what though? That's what it's about, man. That's growth, Mike, because
Yes.
it's understanding what makes you weak, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, man. We all got our weaknesses. I hear that, man.
No doubt, dude. No fucking doubt.
The clubs in South Florida, the strip clubs in South Florida, it makes you want to save them, though. It does. It makes you want to
Tell me
save
about
them.
that.
It do, man. Like I've
Save
been,
the girls?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've seen some pretty strippers.
I don't
want
want to save them. I'm not saying I just want to devour them.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah, I don't
God.
want to save them.
Yeah,
No, I'm not trying to be no chauvinistic pig. That's just was my passion back then.
you
With the,
just want to devour.
yeah, I
man.
thought I was in
Yeah,
love
I
with them and
understand
stuff.
that.
I wanted
Totally.
to be strung
Yeah.
out and stuff.
I'm too much of a humanitarian, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, oh my gosh, see, she's a nice girl. Oh, she's really trying to go to college. Let me pay her tuition.
At that time, I never went out with nice girl. I didn't want no nice girl. I wanted a slut, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, Mike. See, Mike, you lived and you had it all, man. That's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing, man. To be Mike. See, I would love to have some of the Mike Tyson experience, but when I think
you gotta win the game though.
That's the
a lot
thing.
of friends ain't win. There's a lot of guys I know, girls who got caught up with the AIDS epidemic, got sick.
That's
got caught up with dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a thing, man. Making sure you stay out of all that bullshit.
You just listen, man. You just don't know your numbers. It's crazy, dog. That all those people that thought got caught out there. They're smarter than me. I respect them and their intelligence and decision makings, and they got sick, caught out there. And a dumb guy who I had no respect in my decision making wound up making it. That is just,
man,
stupid. You know, I'm living my life the way I did.
Yeah, man, it's a blessing, man. I bet you think that sometimes, like, dang, how am I even here, huh?
I'm very grateful now.
Yeah.
When I was young, I wanted to kill myself so bad, but now as I get older, I want to live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see the things you got to look forward to, see your children and everything. You want to look forward to them growing and experiencing your experiences in life.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. That's a blessing right there, man. That's that realization, man, about that's where I'm at in my life too, you know, where I'm starting to like get into that phase where I'm less about what I want to do and more about what the people I care about want to do, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's what it comes down to. Right? My life now is all about my family and my kids and stuff.
Yeah.
They worry you and stuff. My daughter was a little sick today. Her liver was a little enlarged, so we were worried about her. So we had to go check. And my wife had just left a message that everything is okay.
Okay, great.
And it's just that, you know, you never know when that moment's going to come and stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When you're vulnerable and there's nothing you can do, don't care how much money you think you got, don't care how big a star you think you're, how big an ego you think you're. Somebody who love is suffering, you can't do nothing. So you just wait out like a little, like you're not just waiting. Yeah. Then you go back to God. Then you realize that when you go to God, when you have nothing, when your money doesn't help you or your fame, oh, you turn into a little fucking pussy and go, oh, God, please help me. That's the only time. That's when we really go there.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. Like, it's, you know, honestly, man. So I used to work in a hospital when I was coming up before I was fighting. And part of my job was to put people into the morgue. So I used to see death all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it always used to put me in a mental state where it was like, man, I got to make sure that I make this life count. You know what I'm saying? It put me in an appreciative mindset for life out the gate, man. Because like when you putting bodies into the morgue and the back of the body is still warm, you know what I'm saying? That shit kind of stays in your mind for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Because it's you know, somebody's life coming to an end. You know, it's kind of some deep shit and it's kind of morbid. But I think a lot of people don't think about, you know, the totality of how fragile life is enough, you know.
Oh man, please! A little one little goddamn sunflower seed that would choke and die off of.
Yeah, man.
You know, we're real fragile. We seem so indestructible.
Yeah.
You know, you see people, he seems so indestructible, then you hear all of a sudden he caught brain cancer.
Yeah, man.
You know, he's indestructible. This guy's running through brick walls. He got brain cancer. Oh, now he's feeble.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and honestly speaking, I think that, you know, more than anything, that we need to be more conscious about, you know, what is in our environment and to make us healthy, because, you know, now we got, you know, the 5G network and all these 5G towers out that's putting out these broadbands and these frequencies that's penetrating and going through solid matter, including our body.
Yeah.
You know, and pretty much, you know, when you think about it, you know, our body appears to be physical, but at the same time, it's nothing but
molecular.
Molecular frequency slowing down at a different frequency. That's why, like, when we do, you know, any psychedelics, it changes your vibration and you vibrate at a different level. You know what I'm saying? And then you vibrate out of your body. But, you know, those frequencies that are in a 5G network, you know, those have, you know, harmful, you know, really bad problems for our body in general.
You really think about it, like you think about what our body's been through as far as radiation, as far as the doctor giving us medication or whatever.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? All the shit that we took.
It's crazy.
Over the years for our pain and everything.
I know, man. It's
fentanyl and all that crazy stuff.
Oh my God.
I used to have a fentanyl patch when I boxed because I used to have bad hands, so I used to just numb myself just for boxing and get off it. Just get off it so I won't be detected in the fight.
Yeah.
You know,
man,
because if my hands hurt, as long as it's a fight, I can deal with it. But I couldn't deal with the constant punishment and training.
But that was like the reason why I started detoxing my body is just because I wanted to just clean it out with all the toxins and everything like that. Because for a long time as an athlete, I did do a lot of those stuff like that. So like when you're saying that you're in the CBD market and you're trying to do something for athletes to make sure that they have something clean to put in the body that helps to replenish it and make sure that they're able to compete and recover, then that's
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah, because my life was all about that fix.
Yeah.
Boom, that fix. Boom, that needle. Boom, that patch. Boom, that fix. Just for that 45 minutes or whatever it takes. Boom, that's all I needed for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if the hand stuff, my foot was broken. I used to that 45 minutes. I'll break it more. You get caught in
and
that situation.
That opens you up to opioid addictions, and then that right there is nothing to play with, because once you play with that releases a monster that you just can't control, and then the addiction just becomes so powerful that it just takes over who you are as a person, and that's the epidemic that we're facing right now. You know what I'm saying? That all the hard pharmaceuticals, got everybody addicted, and then once they started cutting back on it, then everybody started turning to the hard street drugs, the heroin drugs, and now, our country's falling apart behind it.
We're pretty much a drug-feeding country. We're like China was in the 30s and 40s and 20s. Remember when they were opiates, and the British, the whole country was a drug-addict country.
Yeah. Opium dens.
Yeah, that's
what we are
that's
now.
Where we are right now. That's
no shit.
Now.
No
everybody,
shit.
I don't care who you are, big time assistant presidents. everybody. We all getting high now.
Yeah.
Everybody has
that's why I like with the Hotboxin, this show. Why is this show so important? Because it what it does is it's putting a different spin or different kind of face on something that's been so taboo for so long. You know what I'm saying? So many people look at marijuana and CBD and things like that nature, and they look at it with such a different kind of stereotype, a negative stereotype. But at the end of the day, when it comes for me, someone who's suffered from many concussions, someone who's been suffering from depression, suffering from CTE and all these things that comes from the career that I chose, this is what gives me relief. And this is real. This is no commercial. This is what gives me relief. This is what makes it so that I'm able to function. This is what makes it so that I'm able to still speak clearly, and I can't say enough about it. So being on Hot Box with Mike Tyson, is more than just being here with the champ, man. We sending a message about.
So tell me,
so awesome, man.
Since your career as being a fighter, have you ever seen a fight in UFC that got hurt real bad?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of fighters that got hurt real bad. In Bellator, there was one situation where this guy named Cyborg got knee in the head by Michael Venom Page, and a dynamic 185 pounder caught him with a knee, and he actually put an indentation in his head. But fortunately enough, and here's the beautiful thing about the sport is that no one has been seriously injured. But at the end of the day, it may be just a matter of time. But I think that, for some reason, the formula that we have in MMA has been working, that nobody's been getting seriously hurt. So, it's I guess with the fact that we can evenly distribute the punishment of attack evenly throughout the body, you're not just focusing on the waist up, so you're not taking those heavy shots. But I've seen some people get messed up pretty bad. Like I one time I kicked a dude in the head so bad, and it was so bad that it took forever for them to get him out of the cage, and it was one of those moments where I was like, man, I think I really hurt this dude, because if you put somebody lights out bad, they're never ever the same after that.
The worst one, I know you're a fighter, you notice when you hit somebody and it felt like you missed them.
Yeah.
He was dead.
Yes.
Fuck, you're scared.
Yes.
You're scared. That's the clean punch. When you throw that punch and feel like you miss and you hit him, he's out. I don't know why is it that way all the time. Yeah. But man,
I had that punch through his soul.
I had that happen.
Once you feel like you go.
It's a crazy feeling, because I mean, when I did it, you do it, and movement is happening so fast, you almost don't even feel like that you even hurt, and then you start to react to them like you're not even knowing that they hurt, and then they just out of here. You just like, ooh, that was a bad one.
Yeah.
That was a bad
then you
one.
work, you know what's bad, but other people don't know. They have to
Yeah.
get anything. Whoa, I wonder if he's okay.
Yeah. But you know, back in the day, we were so crazy, man. We used to do this thing where we would come up behind somebody and put them in what we call the dope fiend, and we just
dope
get,
fiend, yo.
yeah,
Dope
we just get like
fiend, yo.
this.
The dope fiend, like we do.
Mike, no,
dope
Mike,
fiend,
no,
yo.
yeah.
Don't put somebody to sleep.
And we'll put them to sleep.
And he throw it in the dope fiend, yo.
We'll put them in the dope fiend and put them to sleep. And we'd do that to each other all the time.
Man,
I remember that
always,
in like middle school.
Yeah, we was like always like
Dope
trying not
fiend,
to
yo.
get caught slipping, man. But yeah, that's
Put 'em
some
to
crazy
sleep.
shit.
Like
Go
a
in
group
their
of kids
pocket,
putting
do
each other
that.
to sleep. That's good.
Yeah, it's bananas.
Because that's what we did to the
That's
drunk guys.
crazy.
We see the drunk guys, we put them in the yoke, put them to sleep, go in their pocket.
Oh.
That's why like kids these days, man. Like there's a big epidemic. Like no bullying. But here's my take on it. Like, how do we confidently say no bullying when we live in a society where we do nothing but promote bullying?
Yeah.
Everything that we promote is, as far as on a reality show, that's predicated on just that whole bullying mentality. So it seems, rather impossible or pretty impractical to think that the children are going to act any other way than what they're seeing. You know what I'm saying? But when we were kids, like I used to
always
get
learn to
fucking
confront bullies.
Yeah,
I
I
used
used
to confront. One day I had to fight this guy. He killed my bird, and I was scared to fight him. My friend, I wanted to fight because I was mad, but I was still scared.
Yeah.
But my friend said, "Yo, Mike, fucking fight him, man. Fucking fight him."
Yeah, man. We
That's
had
okay.
some.
And I didn't care if he fucked me up. It's okay.
But see, back in the day though, you was willing to take an L from a bully. Like I had a bully, man. One of my bullies was one of my best friend, Craigie. It was his uncle. His name was Uncle Billy, and Uncle Billy was kind of a maniac. Uncle Billy, like here's Uncle Billy. Like we'll go to my boy's house. We'll go to my boy's house, right? And we'll go to his room. And we'll be in there. Now he shared a room with his uncle, and then his uncle get home from school, and he's like, "Hey, what the fuck are you little assholes doing in here right now?
Guys like
What
that.
the fuck are you doing in here? Huh?"
Oh my god.
And then we're like, "Oh man, we're just here to wait for Craigie." Well, guess what? I don't want you little fucks in my room. And guess what that means? That means I'm gonna lock this door, and then I'm gonna beat the shit out of every single fucking one of you. And
Really?
then
He
will
tripping
What
like
the
that?
fuck?
he will close the door, lock us in the door, and he will beat the hell out of us for like at least 2 hours.
Are you serious,
Swear to
man?
God, he
dick.
was
What a
crazy. Yo,
What a asshole.
Billy was a maniac, man. Billy was a crazy son of a bitch, man. He would beat our ass, man. So that's the kind of bullies that I grew up with, man. But
Fuck.
these kids don't got bullies like that, man.
Well, it's
Bully that
all
guy, the guy
online.
humiliates
It's all
you.
like
Yeah,
online
that-
shit.
that's-
Listen,
yeah,
can I
that's a
tell you
different
something?
element.
Now nobody could bully me online because they were bullying me online. Okay, I'll turn your ass off.
Right,
motherfucker.
right,
Shut the fuck up,
But
bitch.
right.
But see, the thing is, a lot of these kids though, like when they get bullied online, is that like something that they did gets put online, like they get caught slipping, somebody taking an embarrassing picture of them or something like that, and then that's an element that's
fucked up.
That's a fucked up
Yeah.
element.
I'm
You know
so
what I'm
glad
saying?
that wasn't around.
Some
for
people
me.
commit suicide and all that
Yeah,
shit.
I mean,
It's fucked up.
dude,
Kill a motherfucker.
when you feel like your life, when that happens, man, you feel like your life is over. It's like a lot of these kids can't handle it either.
Your life
man.
is never over, man.
Nah, never, man. That's the beauty of it, man. Just going through it and just just riding through that valley, man. That valley will teach you something.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What are you
man.
doing these days, man? You've got Onyx.
Yeah, I got Onyx. I'm also working with this fertilization company called Fidelity, and we was trying to do some business with Mike. and those
Tell me
guys.
about that.
Cool.
Yeah. So what we have is like an all natural, super friendly fertilizer that
Nice.
Yeah, you can put on some marijuana and it doesn't have any harmful chemicals. It's so
love that.
safe that you can even you can put it on your hand, you can spray it in your mouth.
Oh,
it's not,
no, in the middle.
Yeah, so it's something that is super safe because
That's awesome.
because I mean there's a lot of situations where they had to lose crops because, you know, if they get caught with anything that has any kind of bad chemicals, pesticides in it,
heavy metals,
they have to burn the
heavy
crops.
metal.
Fuck all that.
Yeah, I mean, see, but that's the thing, though. I think
That's been killing us for you know how long. Listen, to be sincere, guys our age and stuff. Even though I'm old, but our age, you know how much pesticide and shit we've been eating over the years.
I know, man.
So
It's
much.
true.
Poison.
Yeah. So
much.
So yeah. So on that, man, have you heard about the iodine conspiracy?
Tell me about that.
Yeah.
I think somebody ran that by me.
Yeah. So the problem is the fact that these halogens, that's what these chemicals are, like the fluorine, the bromide, and all these the fluoride and all these different chemicals that come onto our food and into our bodies. You know, they compete for the same I guess receptors as iodine do, and iodine is one of the things that we actually need to have cell development. You know, it's so important to have.
Can it poison us though? Blood poison us?
No. So there's iodine that you're supposed to take. It's called Nascent Iodine. You take Nascent Iodine, and it's super bioavailable for your body because it would allow your body to absorb it right away. And most of us are iodine deficient, and most of the problems that cause cancer is because of a deficiency in iodine. And that's something that
so then all this shit in our water clogs up the receptors that would help us absorb iodine.
Right. So once you start cleaning out your body and you start, you know, supplementing with some like Nascent Iodine and some other things that will help to clean out your blood, like, you know, you need something for your stomach. Like if you take, there's an Ayurvedic herb called Haritaki. If you take something like that, that'll help clean out your stomach and clean out your blood. And it also like adds like 300% more oxygen to your brain. So that
Haritaki?
Yeah, it's called Haritaki, and you take it every single night. So you take it at night, and if you what it is, it's an astringent powder that you take, and it cleans out your bowels. And when most disease happens, it happens because, you know, you have food and stuff that can't get processed through your body because it gets caked in there. Because when we eat the foods that we eat, it's not bioavailable for our body, so
we're gonna fucking die, man.
Yeah,
being glutton.
Yeah, so it gets stored in areas where it causes cancer.
What do we do to break that down?
So that's what I'm saying. Like that's what you do. You take stuff like Haritaki that'll help clean out your blood, that'll help clean out your digestive tract. Once you start doing stuff like that, taking iodine, taking things to help boost your iron.
Don't fasting do that too?
Fasting does that, but just going to a more electric diet, going to more, you know, fruits and more vegetables and stuff like that.
The electric diet.
Yeah, because because when your body's too acidic, that's when you start to get all the cancers. That's when you get all these things to grow. But if your body's electric,
I'm probably fucked up.
Yeah, no, but even if you start drinking something like distilled water, people say distilled water is not good because it washes out the minerals, but that's not true. It washes out the minerals that are not bioavailable to your body. So like harmful minerals, that's what it washes off. But all the ones that are good for your body, distilled water won't do it. So distilled water is something that everyone can drink, everyone can afford, and you drink it, and it cleans out your body from a lot of the toxins that we come in contact with.
Interesting. My wife's got me on the celery juice every morning.
Celery juice, it tastes terrible, doesn't it?
Dude, I love it.
Super good for you.
It's electrically charged. That's the word that came to my mind when I'm drinking this, man. And you drink it first thing in the morning. It's supposed to just clear out all the shit out of your liver and kidneys and stuff.
Yes.
Helps you go to the bathroom?
Yes. And
that's why I need to take a good shit.
But it was just interesting to hear you say like electric foods, because this is the first time I've ever had something I was like, this is like electrically charged.
Yes.
This drink.
Yes.
Anyway, I love it, man. I'm a big dude. You're the fucking man, Rashad.
I'm trying, man.
He's like a fucking health guru.
He's a shaman.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
You're a shaman.
He's a shaman. He doesn't know, but he's a shaman.
And you're a shaman, Mike.
I am working in that direction.
Yes,
dude,
Mike,
but how about Mike coming up to you years ago and being like, I saw your fight. You had a lot of fear in your heart, and that whole thing.
That was one of the biggest moments of my life, man. It was just like, because I looked up to Mike for so long, and to have him come up and talk to me and say that he seen me fight, I was brought to just tears. But you know, Mike gave me some good advice, man. He told me he actually told me some things that I didn't listen to, and then I ended up paying a price for. You know, he gave me some advice about being in a marriage and being in stuff like that, and I didn't listen, and I ended up getting a divorce. But
it never fails.
Yeah. Mike
What was the advice?
I forgot, but
God dang it, dude.
it was something along the lines about like you know, he knew how big of a supporter my ex-wife was and stuff like that, and he talked about, you know, just about making mistakes and things like that, because I think he was at the point in his life where he was starting to understand different things. So
Wake up to stuff.
So he was kicking game, and I was like, I was really surprised, man, because you know,
it's a cold feeling when you're alone, dog.
Yeah,
that feeling's cold when you're alone. You don't have shit. You're broke. You don't have no money. You're alone. No friends. So what the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah, that's a very that's a hard feeling, man. That's a hard feeling, man. I had you know, I had a situation where I had, you know, a manager take some serious money from me, and you know, that is a hurtful thing, because, you know, as it, you know, I didn't make all the millions and millions of dollars like as a fighter. So as an MMA fighter, when you lose some money, man, that money hurts, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it can bring you to a dark place, man. But it just, you know, as a fighter, you just find a way to come out of it.
Listen, that dark place. Listen, I done beat some promoters up so bad. Oh man, I do this guy. I had this guy. Oh man, I am such a. I used to pray to God forgive me one day. You know, when I see my maker. I was just I had this guy stole something or did something disrespect. I handed him out the window, threw him through the window, go hold him. Man, it was crazy. It was crazy. Fighting, it's crazy. I thought in my mind I was a fucking god of war. How dare you disrespect me or violate? My mind said back then was sick.
Wow, Mike.
I thought, nigga, you out of your mind. Oh man, I used to thought I was somebody you wasn't supposed to do that to.
See,
I was so caught up in that mindset. Yeah.
When was a moment where you had to confront Mike Tyson, the fighter, versus Mike Tyson, you know, the person, like, because there's always that moment where it's that, like, where you have to kind of, you know, make a division between the two of them. Or did that happen to you?
Nah, when my daughter died, I had a 4-year-old daughter that passed away, and there was nothing I can do. Fuck.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I can imagine, man.
I can't do shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a heartbreaking thing, man. Yeah, that's the part of life, like, you know, when you when you just want to, you know, when you just want to just like tap out, and then you find some way to just, for some reason, to keep on going, man.
And fuck, I think something happened, and I didn't have no money. I was busted. And a friend of mine put $50,000 up for the funeral.
Wow, that's an amazing friend, man. That's what's up, man.
You know.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask him, but he saw it happen in the paper. He went boom.
Damn, that's love right there, man. See, that's what it's about, man. Having people like that, and that's why I have so much respect, man, for you.
My friends would help me, but they would never give me no money. They would help me out, but they would never. If I needed something, they would buy something. But they'd never give me no money. They knew I would put that somewhere that wouldn't feel good at, you know.
Yeah. So like, after all that, that's the moment when you started turning it around. That's the moment when you start to rebuild.
I wanted to change my life for her.
That's what's up, man. See, that's the blessing in life, and sometimes that becomes a hard part about when we suffer through tragedy. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to see that the impact of a life, like the movie, like Collateral Beauty. You know, there's always a collateral beauty in so much things in life, and it comes on the backs of those hard situations, man.
It was weird because I was still OD. I was getting high and I was ODing, man. I was getting fucked up. And my wife said, don't worry, we're going to change our life. We're going to stop doing this. We're going to get some shows. We're going to start writing shows and doing this. And the next thing I know, she wrote a show for me, and I started doing this one-man show. You know?
Yeah.
And then it's on from then on. Everything started going up.
And that's the beauty, because that became your therapy, that became your rehab, that became
Big time.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Once you experienced the toad, did you have a different perspective on that situation, on the passing of your daughter?
Well, I had a different perspective on the way I look at people and the way I talk to people. I don't ever look at them the same, you know?
Yeah.
I know everything I know. Most of us is just ego-fed, and we're afraid to show who we truly are.
Yeah.
We feel naked without our ego. Our ego gives us a false sense of security.
Absolutely. Have you ever tried mushrooms?
Oh yeah, I did mushrooms, but I had a bad experience because I'm in there. I got mushrooms, and then I got my I'm on mushrooms. I got my prostitute girlfriend.
Oh, that's a bad combination.
And then I got guys trying to hit on my girlfriend while I'm under the mushroom, and so I get mad at the mushroom. So I get the fucking golf club and just start going ill in the house.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I start going ill.
That's a bad trip.
That's a bad trip.
That wasn't a good one, man.
Dude, last week we had Joey Diaz on,
Yeah.
and he talked about doing acid in prison.
Oh man,
I was like,
I was scared.
dude, I was
Listen, when I was in
breakdown.
prison, I was scared to get high in prison. I
Yeah.
couldn't handle that shit, man.
No fucking way. Oh my
What
God.
was the craziest part about being in prison? You incarcerated there. I mean, the survival is just a different mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you make that adjustment, man?
Prison's like prison's the closest thing to being dead. You know, because you're locked up away from the world. You have no connection with the world at all. You know, have no connection. You can't touch nobody. You're behind the glass, and that's the only time the dead and the fucking live can communicate is when somebody's in prison, because he's really dead until he's back out, or else he may never come out.
Yeah,
you know, and you have to accept that in reality. You know what I mean? That reality that you don't exist, but you do, but you don't.
Right.
You know, you do, but you don't.
See, that's the hardest part, is probably just seeing everybody just fall away from you. And then at the same time, you know, you just kind of like in a place where, like you said, you feel dead.
Oh, you know, people are dying, loved ones are hurt, you can't do anything for them.
Damn.
Normally, you can help them, you can't help them.
Yeah.
And then forget that. That's your personal gig you got to deal with. Now you got to deal with these idiots in here.
Right.
Now you got to deal with the idiots.
Right. See, that's
shit.
So everybody had to, you had to have people trying you until you had to be like, yo, I'm not just only a tough guy on TV.
No, listen.
No?
I had gotten an altercation with this guy, right? And I got in this altercation with this guy, and I find out this guy's a gang, man. This guy got 700 guys outside, right? Yeah. And I'm playing it off like I'm not scared of nothing, right? I'm playing it ain't nothing. I'm playing it off, but inside I'm dying. I said, oh shit, these niggas are gonna kill me. You know? And fuck, right? And then we were at the court, right? And then somebody said, yo, Mike, man, they got a couple hundred niggas out there waiting when you come out.
Oh my God.
Right? And this other guy, this little guy, little black ponytail guy, he said this, well, Mike got friends too. He got around 1,000 guys. I said, whoa. I said, listen, I don't want no trouble. Now he's keeping, I said, I don't want no trouble.
Yeah.
You know, we can squash this, stop this right now, 'cause that got too deep.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the first time I really experienced real gang activity.
Dang.
Wow.
You know?
Bro.
And so I said, like, if I can squash that, if I can shake his hand and make this disappear, it'd be cool.
Yeah, because it's
Were you able to do that?
Yeah, it was cool. But they didn't want it to squash. They had some really personal stuff.
That
I didn't want
must have
them to
been-
use me for that stuff.
Right,
you know?
right.
They would have shit me away and put me somewhere. I didn't want to leave that prison. I didn't want to go to worse
Fuck,
than that
Mike.
one, you know?
Yeah.
That must have been incredible for for this guy in that prison to be the guy to just bring peace to that situation. Holy shit.
It was just crazy. It was just crazy, man. Fuck. And the guy just came out of nowhere. So Mike got friends too, out of nowhere. I ain't know that guy out of nowhere. So Mike got friends too. Fuck, shit. Yeah, I do.
But see, Mike, that's deep, man.
Yeah, that's so deep.
So that's what I'm saying. I'll say that's the mentality part, man. That is about you just being a survivor, man. You know what I'm saying? From day one, is being able to always make that transition, and make that adaptation to whatever life presents you, man. That shit
you have to do that.
That shit is deep.
Bruce Lee always say adaptation is the number one survival method. Be able to adapt to situations.
That's deep.
Yeah, I always, like in prison, I was always the cool guy after that. I always made sure everybody got their drugs and everything. I ain't want no trouble and y'all chill out. So I would buy a bunch of drugs. Hey, y'all chill. All right, you're chill. No trouble, man, because they ain't had the drugs sometimes.
Sounds like a good strategy.
It's a great strategy, knowing how to be diplomatic like that, see? That's smart, man. That's smart.
I learned not to get into arguments with the guards. The guy said, yo, Mr. Tyson, if you put some money in my books, I'll fuck his world up. Like that. Yeah, they didn't care. They had nothing but time, man. They were never coming home.
Damn, man.
Yeah, you put money in their books, you get anything done over there in prison.
But that's crazy, though, because you would think, though, that they would have you just like in isolation, though. Like, you would think that there's some...
Nah, I wasn't going to be in that. Listen, isolation is the miserable place in the world. You're locked down 23 hours a day, and you think they let you outside to go work out for you? No, they put a cage right to yourself.
No
a little
way.
cage like they put right to yourself. Come outside, and you come outside, you walk back and forth, do your push-ups and shit.
That's
walking back and forth.
That's no life, man. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, that's insane.
See,
that's insane.
See, man, there's so much power in Mike's story, man. Just from all the different phases and all the different mindsets that one must has to encompass. You know, just even survive, man. That's crazy.
It's so
I had
crazy.
A lot of love and everybody felt sorry and sympathetic for me because when you got fucked, man. Everybody was sympathetic for me. They were looking at me like I was a sad puppy. They wasn't looking at me like he was some super bad. They was like, God, man, you got fucked. Damn. They was even funny to them. They said, fuck, they got you like that?
Yeah, it's bullshit. Yeah.
They changed the law to get you.
Yeah, that's that bullshit, man. That's that bullshit, but it's all about that rebound, baby.
Yeah, persevering.
Absolutely.
Everybody saw my time I had, but everybody was trying to get me in programs and stuff so I can get my time cut and everything. So, no, go to this program. For your time get cut in half, or you won't have to do nothing. You do 2, you do this, you do that. Cut this at the law library. Cut that. Cut this. Go to this program.
But you had to learn a lot, and you had to learn a lot in there just to make sure you like. I mean, you had to learn like that's probably had to be the spot where you probably absorb the most knowledge. Huh?
Pape game. This is the problem. This program. When I first came in prison, I was so irate. I was fighting with the guards. I always had altercations with the guards. And over the time, by the time I started cooling out, me and the guards a friend, all those fights. They build up. So I had to come back. They had to give me an extra year. Fuck.
Damn.
And so I had to go through all these programs to cut the year off. So I get out. Instead of doing 3, I've been doing 4. So I had to go all these programs.
Damn. Okay. That's crazy, man.
That's why if you ever go in a situation to stay out of trouble, don't get no arguments with nobody, because the pen is more powerful than the sword in there. They start writing you up, man.
Wow.
Yeah, once you
time on top of time. They hit you. Listen, you get life. You go in there for 3 years and come back and wind up getting life in there. Many occasions I saw guys came in and they got 3-4 years, wind up getting life.
And just trying to survive, just got caught up in some
bullshit.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Stabbing people, all that crap stuff.
Oh, man, yeah.
Many stories you hear, you know?
Yeah, see, that's crazy, man. In prison's got to be just a different mindset altogether, man.
You know, you think you're going to get out, you don't know what's going to happen to you when you get in there. Right. You know somebody's going to kill you, you're going to get another charge. You don't know what's going to happen. Or you might kill somebody.
Yeah.
You know?
See, yeah.
It's so heavy, man.
Everybody's dangerous. Everybody. The little skinny white boy with the long hair, they're all dangerous in there. They're all very dangerous.
And it's got to be crazy because you have a target on your back, and who you are and everything like that, too.
They're all dangerous.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man.
Listen, let me tell you something about me. I I was a kind of fighter. I was so afraid. I wanted everybody to be afraid of me. You know what I mean? That was me showing my fear, my ferociousness and all that. That was my fears.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But people always took it as this is a savage guy, this is fearless. But that was all my fear. That was all fear-based, that guy that I created, that savage guy. You know?
Yeah.
He was scared of everybody. Yeah, that was all fear-based. That was that low self-esteem and stuff. But I had a megalomania ego. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Mike, you always had this great vocabulary, man. What you read the dictionary all the time growing up or what?
No, listen, right?
How'd you get this vocabulary?
So perfect.
My mentor used to help me go over words and stuff. He just showed me the words, write them down with the A's and B's, and we used to go over words, especially when it came to combat sports. And I used to read about the old fighters and how guys used to say, this guy threw a lightning bolt like Thor, I fought like Achilles. And he used to write about these guys like they were God.
Yeah,
I
so
said,
cool.
God, I said, I want them to write about me like that.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
I love that, dude.
Yeah.
Somebody had interviewed, I don't know what magazine it was, and that was just a pride to be a fighter and to be a savage. I said, please, forgive me if I'm a savage, if I act like a savage, because really I am a savage. Something to that effect.
You know who has that? You know who has that quote on their wall? Dana White has
Something
that
to that effect, right?
Yeah, Dana White has
So
that quote.
good, dude.
Dana White has that quote.
What's
on
that
his wall,
quote?
man.
Forgive me if I'm a savage.
Forgive
but
me
I'm a
if
savage.
I act like a savage, because I am a savage. Something to that effect, right?
That's powerful, man.
It's
That's
so brilliant,
true.
dude.
Because it's true. It's true,
sage.
man. It's true, man, because you have to be a savage.
No, because the fact is, because to say you was that way was really taboo. You know what I mean? The real like self-degradation and so everybody had big egos and they want to say I am great and successful. I'm not a fucking savage or a beast. You know what I mean? But I took that with honor and I was ready to inflict that on people too to show them how much I took that in honor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel
Couldn't
that,
wait to get my
man.
hands on them.
Yeah, I like that. I like that, man. I'm a savage. That's a great
Forgive me,
mindset.
I'm a savage.
Because that's was all I was into was fighting. I knew that was warfare, that was psychological warfare and everything about fighting and war. And I always read about fighting and the combat of fighting, how guys won fights without even fighting, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the art of fighting, to win fights without fighting.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what you did best. You had a lot of people beat before the fight even started.
Oh, absolutely, because when I was such afraid, but I started realizing these guys are more afraid of me than I am of them,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing the Olympic, where not the Olympic, where you're doing I think you're competing in a tournament, and you're crying before the fight. You know, you're crying before just being given into your nerves, and then
Scared to death.
Yeah, man. That was a powerful moment, man. But that was one of those things.
But when the time comes, click, it goes away. It goes.
Yeah.
Forget it. You forgot you did it.
That was one of those things, man, that just helped me to be like, man, it's okay to be able to have these feelings because this is how you handle these feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Some people are different. Some people before fights they're in the mirror getting beautiful, like they're going out on a date. Before the fight, no. Get their hair,
that's true.
The eyelash and everything, make sure everything looking good. I said, these guys are crazy.
Yeah.
Like the Latin fighters checking themselves.
Yeah, they want to be pretty.
Yeah,
I'm not
going
gonna name names, but there are some dudes in the NFL who'd be putting fucking gel in their hair. And shit
right before they go out looking good.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I'm like spitting and fucking shitting on the floor. I don't give a fuck. You know, you're preparing for war. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
but listen, that's a war psychology too. You know, 'cause I remember reading about the Greek warfare. Alexander the Great used to always go on the battlefield smelling beautiful, looking beautiful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Always ready for war.
Interesting.
Right. That's an interesting perspective too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe, for me, I used to always get dressed up before I would compete. Like, I had things like where I go and put on suits and I had to come up to the thing. But that was one of the process that helped me to alleviate some of my nerves and from me thinking about the fight, because if I had a routine that I was doing, then I was focused on my routine and not worried about aspects of the fight or how I'm gonna feel.
And I used to do that too. I used to always wear nice stuff for the fights in the press conference. And then I started thinking, I have to be the person I am. So fucking luxury can't matter to me.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? If I'm a savage, this stuff can't matter to me.
That's why you never came out with a robe, right?
Yeah, so none of this stuff could matter to me. How can you be a savage and luxury matters to you?
Right,
you know, that doesn't
right,
go together.
Right. That's true.
They
That's
go
true.
together.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. That's a different mentality.
It's so deep, Mike.
That is deep. That
took
is deep.
your character that far.
But that's deep though, because that explains why he will come out with just a towel, no socks, and just black shoes and black shorts.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. That was a trademark.
I wanted to put
look.
keep that image out there that I was that savage, because I wanted to keep them uncomfortable. I wanted to keep them afraid because I was afraid.
Yeah.
And I wanted them to feel what I was feeling.
Yeah.
I wanted them to feel their heart bubbling, their blood bubbling, and they're shitting on themselves. I go to the bathroom every 5 minutes. I want them to feel that too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When you talk about fighting and sports, you're talking about emotions and stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff that we do, this is not what people actually do for. They don't do for no night. What we do for a living, people avoid their whole life. Confrontation.
Yeah, absolutely.
They avoid that their whole life, and we do it for a living. So that we're in a different mind schedule than most people.
Yeah,
we have a different mindset. There's no doubt about it.
Thanks, Mike. That was dope as hell, bro.
Yeah, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, man.
For sure, man.
You'll have to come back,
I appreciate
dude.
you took the toll, man. Because listen, most brothers afraid of stuff like that.
You right, man.
You know, brothers talk about it. You talking about that white boy shit, nigga? Fuck that shit.
Nah, you right about
Hell
that.
no, nigga.
I know.
Right?
I know.
'Cause that's what I took when it hit me. Boom! I said, "Oh shit, I fucked up. Them white boys fucked me up. They got me." I said, "They got me."
Let me ask you this: were you able to think in that place? Were you able to have any thought while you was there? Or
no. Boom! I just got hit. I started seeing shit. I could talk to myself. I could hear myself talk in my head.
Yeah.
But man, I was out cold.
Yeah.
I couldn't move, and I started seeing those pyramids and all that Aztecian stuff.
Yeah.
And the man is made out of rays and stuff, and man, it was crazy.
They say so. There's a book called Tibetan Book of the Dead, and it really, and it speaks about how do you die, right? And they speak on the stage of death that pretty much describes what happened when you do the toad.
Yes.
It's called, it's like the first stage of Bardo. The Bardo means in between. So in the first stage is that you are engulfed in this everlasting, encompassing light, and you feel you feel the feel of the awe, like you feel how you feel when you do the toad, and you're supposed to recognize that that's you. But a lot of people, they say that when you pass through in death, that is so seamless and so smooth that you don't even know you died. So most people don't know they died. So when they feel that feeling, they run from that feeling, and then they go back into a reality that fits their emotional state.
That's why I run from it.
So that's what it is. But what it is it's the ego death, though. That's what it is. It's that ego death, and what we have to realize is that is the essence of death. That is the extent of death, is the fact that the ego is going to die. The idea of who you think you are in this flesh and bone is going to die, and that's the scary part. But that's not the end of existence. You know?
But that's what you think. Because listen, only thing I had, that's all I had was my ego. My ego is all I had. It's all that made me believe that I was who I wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, my ego was the only thing that could do me. It told me things I could do that I never dreamed that I could do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But it told me lies too.
Yeah.
You know? It told me lies. You know what I mean? I tried to live into lies that were unexistible. They couldn't be challenged, they're touched, they're tangible.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's so interesting, man. The ego.
Yeah, man.
They say it's the thing that ties our spirit to our physical body.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why. Here's what we all need to do. We need to go on a adventure where we do some
retreat,
mushrooms, a retreat, and do some mushrooms in nature. Man, I'm telling you,
let's do it.
That's some healing stuff, man. They're actually gonna legalize. They're gonna legalize psilocybin in Oregon, and also they're also trying to do the same thing in Colorado. So. You know, psilocybin is healing a lot of people. They say, they say this is how powerful psilocybin is. Psilocybin is so powerful that one good dose of psilocybin is worth 6 months of depression-free symptoms.
Where's it at?
Yeah.
Can we try it? Where can we try it at?
Oh well, I mean, there's places you can get psilocybin. There's places you
That'll
can get the
be
mushroom.
interesting to see how that gets like worked out.
Well, I mean,
Are they talking recreational
well,
or
yeah? Well, I think
medicinal?
they're talking about medicinal. I think that they're also trying to maybe line up a study with John Hopkins and things like that
Yes.
to really put some real research behind
Have
it.
What's
you
the
read
name of
this
that
book,
again?
How to Change Your Mind?
Cynical?
Psilocybin. That's
Psilocybin?
Yeah, psilocybin
Yeah.
is a name. Is a name
That's
for
mushroom.
mushrooms. It's a name for mushrooms. But it's one of those. It's one of those things that it helps you heal on another level because
Yeah.
when you do psilocybin, you learn to confront the problems yourself. So there's a lot of things about each of us that it gets really hard to face when you're in this reality. But once you do psilocybin, it shifts your ego enough where you're able to have a perspective. And perspective is all you need is to have understanding, right? So once you have that understanding, that becomes your new truth. And then based off that new truth, whatever you're feeling becomes dissipated, where you're able to have a different understanding. Because that's the power of the medicine, you know. So
Fuck yeah.
yeah, so I mean that's what a good session of doing the medicine can do. It can really shift your mental state and have you seeing life in a different perspective that is in cohesiveness with existence in general, just with the non-bullshit of life. Because once your ego is removed, you get to see that there's not much difference between you and I.
No, absolutely. Once your ego is removed, you realize that you're not who you think you're. You're not a savage.
Right.
You're a frightened little boy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Not a savage. You're a frightened
Yeah.
little boy.
Yeah.
You need somebody to hug you. You need somebody
Right.
to say they love you. You need somebody
Absolutely.
to trust you. That's what it comes down to.
Absolutely, man. I think we can end it on
What
that
an
note.
unbelievable episode.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
everybody. Thank you for listening to this episode of Hotboxin. I'm Eben Britton.
I'm Mike Tyson.
And I'm Rashad Evans.
Fuck. Until
Thank you,
next time,
Rashad.
y'all. Thank you, Rashad.
guys. Thank you, man.
Out of here.
We out.
See ya.
Peace.
All right, we got food here.
Dude, that was literally the best podcast
Thank you.
that's ever been
That was
recorded
beautiful.
in the history of podcasts.